And now it's Renovate and Build. 60 minutes dedicated to building and renovating solutions. Here's your hosts, Jim and Sandra.
Morning. Great to have you with us today for Renovate and Build. We have a fantastic show in store for you this morning. And to help me hammer through the hour, I'm joined by my co-host and the founder and president of Fair Trade Works, Jim Perkins. Good morning, sir. How are you today?
Good morning, Sandra. How you doing? I see the jokes aren't getting any better.
I know, yeah, we'll groan. But
hammer through the hour.
I sometimes feel like we do have to hammer through these hours because there's so much that goes on. It feels like we can't fit it into 60 minutes. So.
Exactly. The weeks are flying by, and it seems like we were just here last week. So
where have you been this week? I feel like we work in the same office, but I haven't seen you. Are you on the job site busy?
Yeah, I've been here. I haven't been stuck at home in front of the TV. So yeah, I mean, I've been out. We've had another round of incredible projects breaking ground this week. We've had another gorgeous heritage home on Granville Street, which we've just started, and that's we're actually working with the homeowners. They're actually going to be listing the home shortly, and we're going to be working with them to suggest, well, we've already suggested and have a signed scope of work down, and we're going to be investing X amount of dollars into this home to basically boost the listing price. And we actually do tons of that work at Fairtrade Works, especially in the higher end markets where we know what the shopping list of consumers, what they're coming with, what they're looking for when they're buying a home in the higher price point, in the higher price bracket. So we make sure that we meet all those points and basically wow consumers when they enter these homes.
So it's upgrading, I guess some, especially like you said, some of the heritage homes that don't have the features that we might expect of some of the luxury homes on the market? Absolutely.
This particular home, you know, it's on a phenomenal ground. It's got a gorgeous kitchen, a couple of nice bathrooms, but you know, it's got 5 bathrooms in the house in total. So we're making sure that every particular bathroom pops and has its own kind of character, because these homes are so large, and you find that and some of them you'll wander through and it becomes a little blah if you don't add that character and the color choices and richness, you know. So we're making sure that every nook and cranny and the experience when you move through the house is super cool and lives up to the price tag. So, and also, like you said, mentioned in the basement we're adding a wine cellar, some built-in multimedia kind of equipment, drop-down projector screen and surround sound, all wireless. So yeah, we're
exciting.
Yeah, it's fun.
Can't wait to see it when it's done.
It's a fun part of our
what
job.
else have you been doing?
We are, as you know, we've broken ground on our own corporate high-end home, which we're building at McDonald and 26, West 26 in Vancouver. So we finally got the demolition done. We've excavated the hole, and my carpenters are in there right now forming that. So it's super exciting to see that coming out of the ground finally. And we just submitted our permits to the City of Vancouver for the Oak and Owl real estate office, which is going to be, some of you guys may know, the old Blockbuster building on the corner of Oak and 16th there, which has been sitting empty for quite some time now. So it's going to be rejuvenated into, which will be Vancouver's biggest real estate office. So we're super excited to be involved in that.
And that is such a cool landmark when you're driving down Oak. You can't miss it. So I've been excited to see what that's going to turn into. Yeah, as it sat empty for so many years, as you mentioned.
It's a challenging build because, like you said, it's an odd shape, kind of circular across the front, but we're kind of leveraging off that interesting shape and kind of turning it in. The new owners have this interesting kind of Silicon Valley, kind of Google, Facebook kind of thing. So the whole design process has been a lot of fun, and they're super hands-on. So we just can't wait to start building that. Hopefully in 2 or 3 months, if City of Vancouver gets its butt in gear.
Okay. Well, I've got to tell you what's happening at our office. Well, first of all, we've been cleaning up from our birthday party. That was a party and a half, a great time. For those of you just joining us, we aren't a catering company. We're actually, everyone always goes, why are they partying all the time and catering these events at their office? We're actually a construction services company, but we believe in building relationships through events. And to celebrate our 2nd year in business, we had a large party, with the highlight of the party being the trades putting on a dance performance for us, Jim included in this. We actually had Jenny Duffy from the BC Lions. She's the dance choreographer for the Fee Lions, and she came in and put our trades. You have to understand, these guys are plumbers, electricians, framers.
Dancers.
Now dancers. She put them through. I thought she was just going to, do a simple routine for you guys, and she put you through her entire dance school there. That was hard work, and I was very impressed with your fancy footwork. So congratulations to you guys.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was funny to get the boys together and to really, to motivate the troops. It was kind of you do it if I do it. So yeah, we got the boys together and.
It showed you were good sports. It really did.
Yeah, the boys, it just shows the kind of people we have involved in Fair Trade Works, and they came forward, they had fun, they didn't back out and be all silly. They just indulged themselves in it, and just had great fun. And it just we all made a spectacle of ourselves, and it was it was fun. It was fun.
Very good. And for those of you who missed it, you can join. I will be putting up on our Facebook page the video of that dance performance so everybody can enjoy it. If you haven't joined us on Facebook, it's facebook.com/renovateandbuild.
Yeah, it's certainly worth taking 5 minutes to have a good giggle at that, because like I said, it's quite the spectacle. In the party in general, all jokes aside, we've been alive now for 2 years. Driving into the market and just trying to make some serious change in the construction industry and doing what we envision to do. So, it was a bit of a proud moment for me to, as the leader of Fairtrade Works, to gather my friends, colleagues, mentors, vendors, and all some of the construction companies that are involved in the Fairtrade Works machine, and just going to have some fun and just going to celebrate, because we're all so incredibly busy all the time. We all have a life to lead, but it was very humbling, I guess, to get everybody together for 2 hours, and it was a huge turnout, and we just sat back and had some fun and just kind of celebrated what we've done today.
I enjoy having the clients there because we often don't get to see the clients, the office staff, any of the client care team. And I should just mention a special thank you to our clients, especially I know there's so many people that listen that we have been in their homes. Recently, we were there for a commercial shoot at a few homes. And Jim, I can't believe the experience you guys get on a daily basis working with clients and being immersed in their life, from getting to know their kids during the TV shoot, their dogs, to just kind of watching their dreams and their visions take place in this home. So it was really a moment of, wow, you guys get to experience this on a regular basis. And I know it's not all roses, but I know that when you leave those homes, it's pretty cool that you've been a part of their lives for a long period of time.
Yeah, we work, as you know, we work extremely hard at Fairtrade Works, because I believe the whole process is, 50% relationship and 50% kind of ability, and that's the skill set of our construction advisors is so diverse. And one of the things that we look for in when we're hiring these people is customer service and just being able to nurture these relationships, because you're basically putting a bunch of strangers in a room. Sometimes we work together for up to 12 months on these very testing projects with so many other outside forces coming in, and it's about working together as a team to create an end goal. And I'm, as you know, trying to abolish that big standoff between the industry and the consumer and say, well, are they trying to rip me off? Are they doing this? But actually come together on a platform where we can work together as a team.
And create that trust again.
Create trust, yeah. Just kind of bring pride and trust back into this thing. Create a relationship because ultimately we want to do good work. We want to create a huge success of these projects. So it's really kind of interesting, the relationships that do evolve where we can work together, get an end goal, make it a success, have no surprises, have some fun along the way. And I'm still very proud to say that I'm very good friends with a huge amount of my clients, right? So it's always fun just to kind of go around the city and bump into all my clients. And I can probably say one house on most streets in Vancouver I've worked on. So when I actually sit back and look at where I've worked, it's interesting.
So diverse, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just kind of create some history and create relationships and lasting relationships, right?
Well, I was enjoying them talking about the renovation and construction process not always being fun. They said, you're excited, you have your dreams, there's that cycle of you're pinning everything before they get started, and all of a sudden the dust starts and the noise and the day-to-day, and it was so important, they said, to have an advisor along to just talk you through the marathon, because it really can be a marathon when you're there 8 or 9 months and you're going, really, is this ever going to come to fruition? And then they said it's so exciting to be able to celebrate at the end and know without that it could have been a real disaster. So it's fun listening to the whole process.
Yeah, it's funny. One of the commercial shoots, we were at Roy and Sydney's house there, and they actually stayed in their home through the whole time, and we basically confined them to half their basement, and they said, we want to stay. We primed them. You know what you're going to be in for. Oh yes, no problem. But
they were troopers.
They were troopers, but it gets taxing. Like I said, everyone's going to work and living their life and coming home to chaos. And people have a home for a reason. They shut the door and it's their sanctuary, right? So us intruding on that, it's very enjoyable to even at the end of it to still be good friends, and then for invite us back again. Even a lot of companies, they chase them out the door, get lost in it, but them to invite us back in again and again to kind of still be involved in, whether it be shooting a TV commercial, having a conversation.
Sydney's going to be joining us for Neighbourhood News.
Cindy's joining us for Neighbourhood News. We were there taking headshots for Roy's awards ceremony. These are true relationships, and from those relationships nourishes success in the construction industry. And our motto is we want to be the Canadians' trusted construction brand for life, and I can truly say that the relationships we are building with our clients, we're heading in the right direction. So.
Well, we've got lots lined up on the show today. We're going to be answering a lot of your questions as well. I think this is actually the favorite part of the show for us, so please be listening to see if we get to your question.
And on Product Face-Off this week, we're heading to the bathroom to find out about the latest in towel warmers, and I don't think anybody says no to a nice warm fuzzy towels.
I agree. And we know that home renovations in Canada really busy right now, but how busy? Well, Canadians have more than doubled their spending since the late 1990s. And to talk to us about what is driving this ever-increasing trend is Peter Norman. He's a chief economist from Altus Group. He's going to be joining us from Toronto to talk about Canadians' love affairs with their homes.
But first, let's zip across the pond to Vancouver Island and welcome Mike Covell to the show as our neighborhood news reporter this week. Good morning, Mike. What's happening over there?
Good morning, Jim and Sandra. There's lots happening over here right now. There's a real feel, a real buzz in the air of excitement in the neighborhoods. I see lots that have been vacant for the last few years here where no development has happened. Now those lots have turned into new projects, and the foundations are poured and the walls are starting to go up, and it's quite exciting over here right now.
That's great news, Mike, because I know it's been hit so hard during the downtimes. It's one of those markets that you really either feel excitement or you feel the real depression of the economy. What would you consider right now is the biggest development?
Well, I guess it depends on what part of the island you want to start, but I'll start in Campbell River, where right now they're replacing their dam up there. So there's the John Hart Dam. They're replacing the generator, and that's over $1 billion.
Wow.
So you can just imagine the spin-off in the community, all the associated businesses that get that big boost and are able to continue on in Campbell River. So real estate actually is up quite a bit over in Campbell River right now, because besides the dam, there's also a new hospital being built there, and there's also a hospital being built in Courtenay as well, and the two hospitals together, $606.2 million.
They need it with all of the seniors there, of course, and the ever-growing communities.
It's a retirement destination, and with a lot of people coming from Alberta, they've caught on that Vancouver Island is a wonderful place to retire with all of the recreation, and not to mention your dollar goes quite far on the island compared to certain areas.
Yeah.
Vancouver, we won't mention it.
Vancouver, yeah. It's funny because Vancouver Island is, obviously it's Vancouver Island, it's just right off the coast, across the water there, but I think people do forget about it, right? When people take the trip across there and look at real estate prices and look at all the gorgeous things it offers, the ferry ride across and the sunset, it's you bring anybody else from any part of the world. And
in Port Alberni, you can buy a house for $100,000 in town. I mean, it's not a nice house, but you can buy a house for that price.
Great for people starting out too.
Be wonderful for people starting out.
Yeah. What else is happening in the other communities,
Well,
Mike?
I live in Parksville, again, so as I was saying earlier, we see lots of new development going on, and also there's 261 single and multifamily homes, which the nod to build those started in 2009, and the developers kind of laid off. Now he's built 33 homes, and the rest look like they're on the way. There is Wembley Mall, which is our one shopping mall, and the anchors are Save On Foods. And we have a new Canadian Tire coming, and Save On Foods is building a new store as well, and Quality Foods, which is quite a large employer on Vancouver Island. They also have some retail space that they're developing in the form of a shopping mall with stores to complement what they offer.
Wow.
So much happening, Mike. And
that's just Parksville.
That's just Parksville, I know.
That's not even Nanaimo, like you said, a bigger city center.
No, then you look at Nanoose Bay, and there's a project there which a lot of planning has gone into, and it's over the next 20 years, they expect to double the population of Nanoose Bay, and they've got 360 condo units, 1,675 single and multi-dwelling residential units, shops, full-service marina, seaside village, and pedestrian-oriented open space will all be developed. And this is controversial in some ways because they're wondering how whether the water, if there's enough fresh water to service everything, but I think they've all worked that out now.
Interesting.
It's incredible. And Mike, I heard just condo sales are particularly hot as well. Is that true?
Condo sales are high everywhere because that's just an entryway for people to get into the real estate market, although it's interesting on the island here. There's a lot of single-family homes still available and still affordable, and everybody needs a backyard if you can get one.
That's so true. The fall, a lot's going on right now. Does it look like things are going to continue, Mike?
Things are going to continue from what I can see here. I know at Landsville, which is in between Nanoose Bay and Nanaimo, there's a 730-hectare Landsville Foothills Estates. It was once called the largest housing development conceived on Vancouver Island. The developer is making some noise there now, and it looks like that could be happening again. And that'll be years moving forward. And we haven't even reached Nanaimo yet.
Wow.
It's unbelievable. I was talking to an architect friend of mine the other day. People, they're getting calls. They've had one of their busiest summer ever, and I deal with a lot of architectural firms. But people don't forget this is the initial call of the architect, and by the time they've drawn it, the engineers involved, it goes to City Hall and it's built, and by the time the trades are screwing in the drywall, it can be 2, 3, 4 years down the road.
It's a trickle-down effect. That's right, and we know already that a lot of the permits have already been drawn up and paid for, and it's just the developer waiting for the right time on a lot of these projects.
Waiting for that energy, like we all are, right? You want to make sure that you're pouring the money into at the right time. At the right time, so because we've seen what's happened in the past, where developers start on a project and then the economy goes the wrong direction, and all of a sudden you're stuck holding those properties. And in Nanaimo as well now, they've got their own dam that they're looking at. They need to do something with, either replace or remove. And it's quite controversial right now, too, because it was built back in the coal mining days, which was the history of Nanaimo. That's how it all got started there. And their dam's not up to seismic standards right now, and it's actually a safety issue.
A huge project.
Mm.
But Island Ferries is a bright spot for Nanaimo now. They're building a new terminal, and they've already got the plans. I know they're up and running now. They haven't started physically on it, but it's going to be a fast ferry foot passenger service that will go directly from Nanaimo to downtown Vancouver in a little more than an hour.
I'm excited about that one, Mike.
I'm moving to the island.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's not inconceivable to move to Vancouver Island and go to work in Vancouver.
Absolutely.
That's fun.
It's interesting.
Very interesting, Mike.
Now, the most exciting thing that I can see, and this really is exciting, I think, we've got 2 new 20-story plus hotels that are scheduled to be built in downtown Nanaimo. Now, one of them is still a proposal, but the other one, they've broken ground on it. And it's the SSS Manhao company from China. They're a travel company, and they own hotels around the world. There's over 70,000 tourists leave every day from China using their services, and they have guaranteed 70,000 tourists will come to Nanaimo each year.
Wow.
So the potential economic development moving forward
they must
cannot
be
be
thrilled.
overestimated.
Yeah, it's almost like we can't even keep up. People think there's so much planned and moving forward, but in fact, if you actually really drive down on the global statistics,
I would be extremely excited if I owned a business in downtown Nanaimo, and if I didn't, I may think about opening one.
Yeah, start your souvenir shop, Mike.
Yes.
Excellent, Mike. Well, thank you so much, and of course we'll be in touch again. And we really enjoy keeping in touch with what's going on across the water there on the island. So we'll make sure we chat soon. Okay, Mike?
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Bye
Mike,
for now.
Bye-bye, Mike. Mike Curvell has been our neighborhood news reporter this week. If you're listening from Vancouver Island and you'd like to share your news with us, please call or email us rather at radio@fairtradeworks.biz.
Still ahead, home renovation spending is increasing at 7% per year, and that's for over a decade right now. To talk about these numbers, we'll be speaking with Peter Norman, a chief economist from the Altus Group.
And to complement the Reno, you need to have a source you trust to answer your questions. No fear, your construction guru is here. Jim will be opening and answering listener questions right after this.
There's still lots more ahead. This is Renovate and Build, powered by Fair Trade Works with Jim and Sandra.